I am now driving up in the community that I lived when I left and decided that this lifestyle is not for me. It's alright, you know, it wasn't full-on city and stuff like the other people. It's pretty peaceful up here, ocean view. I'll show you the house and stuff in a minute. Wow, a lot happened in this house. This is where I became a racist child abuser. This is where I became public enemy number one. This is where I lived when I exposed the sex trafficking ring run by the cops, San Diego Police Department, Northeastern Division. Which incidentally, I'm here in Chula Vista, and yeah, even the search warrant, everything was illegal. You don't send North County down to harass a single mother in Chula Vista. That's the border, by the way, right over that hill. Yeah, all that you're looking, let's see, down below all those houses, it used to be Canyon and the Coors Amphitheater. I mean, nice homes, nice big, whatever. And at least here, yeah, it was a homeowners association, but we did, you know, we were able to do a little bit with our yard, and we were allowed to park in our own driveway. So yeah, this was all canyon and coyotes. When I turn around, I'll show you more, but just a, you know, bunch of different cul-de-sacs, so it did end up remaining private. So the house that we're going to be, like, if we go straight and run into that fence, that was the house. And yeah, nice views. I was on the corner. I had only canyon and everything behind me, which was great for, you know, peace a little bit in San Diego, but not so great. Right there, 1687 for people being harassed. My bedroom was in the back. I had just a few neighbors here. The house, oh wow, it looks a little cleaner. But yeah, that was the drug house, and doing all the drive-bys, carjacked this neighbor right here when they moved in, right in the driveway, and they're the ones that came and brought their guns and gangs and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that was the house that I left. It's, you know, all right, Coors Amphitheater down there, so it was kind of free concerts. The trees and stuff in the way. I'm gonna park in the shade though, just because it's hot. Lots of memories. Yeah, so you won't be able to see, but yeah, that's Mexico, that's the border, and sorry about the trees. I want to stay in the shade. I'll just show you the ocean on the way down. So, memory lane, I don't even know. Yeah, this is where everything happened. I became public enemy number one. It's where, and I don't even know why I came. I do know why I came back to San Diego. My brother reminded me. My mother said that she would help, you know, a single mother up there, one daughter kidnapped, the other one raped, and so I figured, I'll have family, and she can babysit, and I can, you know, so I get down here and started tending bar. Then I started a business immediately, tended bar until, you know, I rented their kitchen out to distribute my desserts and everything. That's how I started. And I was in another place and then moved in here, and that garage was my kitchen. Yeah, but that didn't happen. The babysitting didn't happen. The paying my rent didn't happen. I went back to school for a little bit, took a few classes, and that ended abruptly when my mom was stuck in a casino again and not there when I dropped my children off to go to my finals. I didn't know. I mean, I knew she was an addict and the whole family was, and it was just disgusting. Everybody, me, the single mother, everyone borrowing money from me. Yeah. but to cover up, all their stuff. And thankfully, my brother, he's clean and away from that, but we're obviously suffering the repercussions. But yeah, so we went to school here, or my children. This is when I pulled my children out of school and decided that I'm homeschooling and I'm just going to go find a place. So live off the land and try to find some peace. I was tired of the city. I was tired of being in my hometown, and after being gone for 10 years, come back to find out I'm a blue-eyed devil. This house, they tried to light it on fire, lit all the sagebrush, threw it in the backyard. This was the house that was robbed, burglarized. This was the house that I got shot in the eye with laser weapons by the cops. Yes, that's on video, and it was live on air. Many of you still following me today were there. So, a lot of shit happened here. This is where I had, my mom dying and stuff. There's no difference between today and last month, except the fact that I have to make peace with the fact that I'll never be loved that way. But this is where, I finally realized beyond the shadow of a doubt that this is some sick, fucked up game. Why did I even come back here? So I actually forgot, but I knew it was because I wanted family, and yeah, my brother reminded me, but it was pretty traumatic. So I left here in a wheelchair after being burned by cops and after turned into a racist demon who tried to save the girls in the sex trafficking ring. Yeah, to this day, even my brother, he's like, oh, but you were this big Minuteman. Dude, let me show you my computers. Let me show you my hard drives. Let me show you what actually happened. Yeah, so there's a reason. Again, tying all my videos together. Things actually do happen, good and bad. They're not in the news. If you look at my videos of what was actually happening right there, and then you look at news reports, two totally different things, like completely. So, yeah, I left here in the middle of the night. I called up my friend that does auctions, and he has these homeless people work for him that were really cool, and so I offered to pay him and gave them a bunch of cash and let them keep the rest of my stuff I couldn't put on the truck to go sell and clean the house. And then, we just got on the road. Didn't know. Just went up and down looking for small town, thinking, something affordable. I could heal and, have a more natural life. Here is, and, not everybody's plastic, obviously. But I grew up in an extremely plastic environment, so I had to go the other extreme and get the hell out. I didn't even really know the severity of the issues I was running from at the time. I just knew it didn't feel right and there had to be something better. So, yeah, that's how we ended up in Branson. The stalkers followed us, chased us. They reported me as Jihad Jane transporting bombs. So all of a sudden my U-Haul truck was full of bombs, 12 hours on the side of the road, taken to some secret location, men in black, no name tags, no uniforms, no identifiable, agency. And they were scared as fuck because they actually believed the lies that I'm this terrorist, Jihad Jane, racist, transporting bombs to blow up more children or something. Yeah, and of course they took us to a warehouse, unpacked everything, couldn't repack my truck the way I did. I'm very good at Tetris, by the way. And so I ended up losing some things, printer, washer, dryer, table, shit like that. But whatever, they did apologize, bought pizza and bottled water. But yeah, so we stopped in Missouri, a place called Forsyth. It was just beautiful, windy roads. I wanted to go through the Ozarks and Mark Twain Forest because I remembered taking a shit in there in one of my first cross-country trips, maybe 19, and it just looked so beautiful. There were no bathrooms. I went to the forest. What do you do? So anyways, drove back, and this gas station we stopped at was closing. Or closing their food, the fake gross shit that whatever, gas stations call food, chicken, dog, stuff like that. And he was throwing it all away and asked if my dog wanted some. So I asked him for a paper, and we just sat out there at night. And do you know of anything like for rent? You know, what are the prices around here? And so we started looking and found a place. So stayed there until we were able to, you know, oh, you got a place for rent? How much? Cool, I'll be right there. Showed up with a truck, and you know, but yeah, if it didn't work out there, I was gonna keep heading east because I also loved Pennsylvania, but. Yeah, that's how we ended up in Missouri. In Missouri, I thought naively that if I got away from the border, that I would be away from border issues and people just trying to silence people by calling them a racist and creating all these crazy stories, but I was wrong. It got worse, and maybe I'll end up in that house one day to share that story, which I will, definitely. I mean, I used to talk about all this, but all my sites were down, my shows erased, even the entire network. Yeah. I mean, that's how much they have wanted me to shut up. Whatever. This house was where I lived when the people I happened to have on video, people shooting people in Mexico. Yeah, Minutemen shooting people in Mexico. And all their conversations, and like totally, completely recorded, because I just happened to be there. Yeah, and I'm the did anybody bust or even talk to those Minutemen? No. Why? Because it was a setup from the start. They're feds creating violence and silencing people that know the facts. They still continued to murder more people, and you can look up the Shauna Ford case, and she actually did not do it, but she is the scapegoat, and she was in fact involved in the planning, because she, you know, she was just a dumb chick. I never knew her, but I know people that were there, so, you know, not everything they say is true. The people that actually were there and know for a fact, and the FBI knows for a fact, they're free. But they were really trying to get a blonde, white woman, you know, to scare people. And had I not gotten out of here, I guarantee I would have been that woman. What else happened here? Ah, shit. I can't even, yeah, so let's see. Oh, you can kind of see the ocean now, at least the glistening from it. Yeah. What else happened here? We lived here when they passed that law removing all references to mom and dad in the textbooks. Yeah, bullshit. Yanked my children. I was here, I think, when they outlawed homeschooling, so of course had no choice to go, but to go. Yeah, I had a lot of good memories. I used to cross that border all the time. I was invincible as a teenager, right? Or so I thought, and even into my 20s, and I really, yeah, medicated life. Is way different than real life. And yeah, so as I was talking about in the other videos, and mom medicating me, drugging me and stuff, then, you know, the drinking age down there was 18. My first time down there in a bar was 14. We were there for my friend's quinceañera, and then we decided to see if we could get into peanuts and beer. And we did. And so there you go. Plus on the border, you know. I celebrated 3 21st birthdays, so I guess that's why I was kind of done with that life. Younger than most people. I opened my first restaurant at 23 years old, you know. I was working and just, you know, then single mother, so I guess I had experienced all that, you know, whatever. Drinking and partying and the unicorn and playing quarters, and yeah, I got lots of good friends and my old high school buddies, and I have been able to see a few of them, or sports buddies and music buddies and stuff. But yeah, I remember leaving here, just tears in my eyes, and driving and not knowing where we're going, and just knowing it would work out. And I had a few angels on the way to help. One of them is dead today. Thank you, Russ, Brad, and Art. They were the only people that would help. Other people wouldn't want to be seen with me in public. Yeah, but this is where I realized I have no family, and what the fuck did I do? And there I was, just a couple miles away, and yeah, whatever. I'm not mad, but I'm wanting to feel it all and get it out and just move on. You know, now I feel more free to talk about these things than ever, because it was like, even though my mom wasn't there, there was still some kind of stranglehold on me and my body. And you know what? I've really been thinking about this. Check this out. Since she died, my pain in my spine and shoulders and neck and my irreparable nerve damage and cysts and herniated discs and all this shit, it's relief, man. And I do lots of videos talking about the correlation between physical and emotional health, and everything you are experiencing physically manifested energetically, emotionally, spiritually. So it's up to you and your path to figure out what that means to you. I could help if you wanted, but pretty good at that. Yep, go to mytrueessence.weebly.com. Yeah, I forgot. It used to be mytrueessence.net, but don't click on there because they destroyed that, took it away, and then made some kind of, last time I looked at it, they were trying to get me to buy it back for $2,500. There was some big virus blue screen thing and shut down mine and my friend's computers, so. But yeah, that's the replica of what I could replace, and being homeless with only my phone to freaking try to keep up. I think it's hilarious. Yeah, it's all in my head. Okay. I'm going to show every single thing again, including the sex trafficking ring, including the cops, including the freaking mayor, including the chief of police, including the captains, like all of them. I'm going to. Everything. Including my disgusting, that thing. But my mom was kind of a thing too, but she married the dude that was stealing from our family from back in the 80s, and I may have mentioned it in another video, but tons of shit. Like, this ring I have now was all that was left, and it was stolen. The only reason I have it now was because my brother said you got two choices. I kill you, or this reappears, so. One thing was recovered. Oh yeah, but the robbery, the burglary at my house, we figured out who that was. The burglary in my apartment down in OB, the one my grandparents built, where he pulled off the other couple $1 million job. Inside job. Always. Yeah, some of the jewelry that was stolen then, I found out, magically reappeared in his possession in the last month. But after my mom died, poof, gone. But she chose that, so don't feel sorry for her. Yeah, he scammed her. Yeah, he ran up all her credit cards. You remember back in the day when they would send you pre-approved credit cards and all you had to do was just take a sticker off, call a number, start using them? Yeah, so she didn't find out that he was doing that until $80,000 later, but she chose that. She chose that over her family. It's all right. Fuck it. That's all I can think of to say right now. Let's see what's next. Yep. It has definitely grown quite a bit. You know, everything's all built up, but at least that is still canyon back there. Yeah, let's get out of here. I've had enough of this. But yeah, it was a nice place. I always provided a nice place for my children, so did my best to keep up, and it's a little hazy, so the ocean isn't glistening as much as normal, but if my camera zoomed in better, you'd see actual, like, border roads. I used to drive down those roads. It was kind of fun. Yeah, that's it. So this is the house I ran from. after being completely fucking terrorized, thought that, oh, I'll be safe if I just find a nice small town. Again, I didn't know how serious all of these issues were and the people involved in silencing me. I do know today, and I may not know every single aspect of it, but oh yeah, this house was also, when I found out who it was in fact trying to kill me, and I'm not sure if I finished the FBI story, but yeah, they tried to recruit me and wanted me to go back down where people were shooting people, and that was this house. What else? Yeah, I didn't talk about that a lot. I also lived here. The ACLU, fuck it, I'll say it, offered to pay me 10 grand to shut up. What else? Yeah, and then they sued this dude for just calling a chick a slut for like 100 grand. It wouldn't help me at all though, because they had to keep up the illusion that, you know, I'm this big terrorist, racist, controlling all of these things. What an interesting life, what interesting experiences, and dude, seriously, I am gonna write this, it will be movie, I mean this, all of it, I mean all of it, I mean all the hard drives that y'all haven't seen from since I was erased, everything, and everyone, all the players, and their connections to alternative radio, and the reason some people, like myself, had to be disappeared, and why you're only allowed to hear some voices, the same ones, over and over and over, telling the same dumb fucking stories, but, you know, people who have actually healed themselves, no, you can't hear from them. People who have actually, whistleblowers, being charged, nope, can't hear from them. We're gonna, you know, show pretend pity for strangers across the world. Yeah, and attack our, yeah, whatever. So, here it is. I'm kinda, well, no, I should just cut it off. I'll go by my, house I grew up in here.